From the very first days of employment, people thrive when they're welcomed into structures that help them feel understood, connected, and valued. For peer supporters, this foundation is essential. They're stepping into roles that ask them to bring their humanity and lived experience into the work, and they need grounding, clarity, and a sense of belonging as they learn not just what the job is, but how to be supported in using their lived experience safely and effectively. When organizations reassure peers that support continues long after onboarding, it sends a clear message. We're committed to your long-term well-being and growth, not just your first few weeks. Relational, trauma-informed onboarding sets the tone for supervision, which becomes a continuation of that supported environment. Supervision for peer supporters must be culturally responsive, rooted in lived experience, and grounded in shared power. It should honor the wisdom peers bring while offering clarity around roles, boundaries, and expectations in ways that strengthen confidence rather than restrict authenticity. When supervision is led by someone who understands recovery values and has their own lived experience, it affirms that lived experience is a source of strength. Peer supporters navigate complex relational dynamics and often carry significant emotional labor. Supervisors need to create a space that is validating, non-judgmental, and attuned to moments that may be difficult. This means checking in on emotional wellness, not just job performance, and offering room to process interactions, explore challenges, and celebrate successes. Because peer roles are sometimes misunderstood in clinical settings, supervisors also act as advocates, protecting the integrity of peer work and uplifting peer voice. Supervisors play a key role in helping peers understand documentation expectations. When framed as a tool for continuity, advocacy, and person-centered care, not just compliance, documentation becomes less intimidating. Clear examples, collaborative training, and space for questions helps peers document in ways that reflect recovery values and stay true to their code of ethics. Crisis response is another area where supervision matters deeply. Peer supporters need space to explore what crisis response looks like through a peer lens, one that honors autonomy, dignity, and choice. Reflective conversations and scenario practice help peers stay grounded during intense moments and develop de-escalating language that supports connection. Because crisis work can be activating, supervision must also support the peer's wellness and ensure they're not placed in inappropriate or clinical decision-making roles. Advocacy is central to peer work. Peer supporters challenge stigma, inform services, and build bridges between communities and systems. Supervisors can nurture this by helping peers strengthen communication skills, practice public speaking, and frame personal narratives in ways that inspire change while protecting emotional boundaries. Group facilitation is another area where peers benefit from guidance. When supervisors approach facilitation as a shared learning process, they help peers build confidence, clarify boundaries, and create groups grounded in mutuality and cultural humility. Role-playing, shadowing, and strengths-based feedback Help peers lead with authenticity. Group supervision adds another layer of support. It creates a space for shared learning, reflected practice, and emotional presence. Peer supporters can learn from one another's strategies, explore group dynamics, and receive compassionate feedback from people who truly understand the work. Informal check-ins also matter. These small, low-pressure moments help maintain connection and surface concerns before they grow. A simple "how's today feeling for you" can open the door to deeper support. These moments don't replace formal supervision, they complement it by creating a steady rhythm of relational care. Sustaining peer roles requires attention to wellness. A voluntary wellness recovery action plan for work life gives all employees, not just peer supporters, a proactive way to understand their wellness needs, early warning signs, and the supports that help them stay grounded. RAP models self-determination, mutuality, and strength-based planning, and it promotes equity by offering wellness tools universally. Support doesn't end after orientation. Sustainable peer roles require ongoing collaboration, learning, connection, and access to resources. When organizations prioritize wellness planning, workload balance, and peer-to-peer support spaces, they create the conditions for peer supporters to feel grounded, valued, and sustainably connected to their work. Supervision at its core is stewardship. It's where values meet practice, where we pause, reflect, and realign with the purpose that brought us to this work. When we treat supervision as a relationship, we shift culture. We move from checking boxes to building trust, from managing roles to mentoring people. And in that shift, we unlock the full potential of peer support. Grounded, resilient, and transformative.